Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another theme park obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. As you can see, I'm back in the office. Got my coffee this morning. I have a very big office with a bunch of trees and some critters running around, but it's okay, I can deal with it. And the reason why I'm here is because I want to do another Let's Chat video. Nothing too fancy. There's not going to be a bunch of B-roll or anything like that in this video. I just wanted to talk about some of the news coming out of IAAPA, specifically the Avatar news, because one of the Imagineers during a little conference said that an Avatar experience is coming to California Adventure, which definitely raised some eyebrows. So I wanted to talk about all that, wanted to speculate on that information and go a little deeper into what the possibilities could be for California Adventure, Disneyland Park, and just the Pandora idea in general. So without further ado, how about you and I dive right in? Now, before we get started, consider subscribing if you're new to the channel and you love coverage from some of your favorite theme parks. I cover just about all the SoCal theme parks. I go to Florida often, and then we sprinkle in a few other videos here and there from all around the country. And yeah, we're gonna go around the world as well. So yeah, consider subscribing if you're new, because there's a bunch of exciting things coming to the channel. Now, happening right now at the time of making this video, a huge convention is going on in Orlando, Florida, and it's the IAAPA convention. And for those that don't know what IAAPA is, it's the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions. And during IAAPA, there's a bunch of really cool things happening. Not only are industry leaders selling and purchasing products, but they're also showing off new things that are coming to the theme park industry. Usually Disney and Universal and Six Flags and Cedar Fair and a bunch of other different parks around the world show off new attractions or new things. Like, they usually make announcements during IAAPA because, hey, it's a perfect time to announce stuff because everyone's collectively all together showing off a bunch of different products. So it makes sense that sometimes Disney and Universal, some of the biggest heavy hitters in the theme park industry, make some pretty big announcements at IAAPA. Now, the Walt Disney Imagineers sent some waves through the industry by saying some pretty interesting things the other day. And at the Lunch and Learn little conference they were having, one Imagineer said that an Avatar experience that we've known about, because Bob Iger talked about an Avatar experience coming to Disneyland, will actually be coming to California Adventure. So that was very interesting news, and that was something that we weren't really expecting. I was not expecting them to put it at California Adventure. I was expecting it to go at Disneyland. But fast forward a couple hours and Disney made it clear that they have not solidified the plans on what park the Avatar experience will be going in. So we're back to square one at, like, okay, is it going into Disneyland or is it going into California Adventure? We don't know. But it is very interesting that Imagineer said California Adventure specifically. They also use the word experience, which is pretty interesting as well, because experience makes it sound like it's not as grand as the Pandora land at Animal Kingdom in Florida. But with that said, I feel like Bob Iger has hinted or alluded towards this new Pandora experience being on the same scale as what's at Animal Kingdom. Let's start with the first initial comment from the Imagineer saying that the Avatar experience will be coming to California Adventure. This was all before Disney retracted that statement and said that there wasn't a specific park yet. Interesting choice with California Adventure, and it makes me wonder, are they picking California Adventure? And because clearly they're in blue sky development. I mean, this is so far like in the blue sky segment that, I mean, we're probably not going to see this for a very long time. I mean, they still haven't even broken ground on the Avengers e-ticket attraction going into Avengers Campus. So I have no high hopes on getting the Avatar experience anytime soon if it's the same scale as Pandora and Animal Kingdom. With that said, I could expect something a little bit quicker if it's a walkthrough experience. But going back to California Adventure, interesting choice, because California Adventure and Pandora don't really mix that well. That would be a tough sell, saying that there is some sort of relation to Pandora and California. You've lost me. And if you are going to do a massive land like at Animal Kingdom inside California Adventure, well, I think a name change is in order, because the name doesn't reflect what's in the park anymore at that point. I still think if they were building something on a grand scale like at Animal Kingdom, it would fit a lot better over at Disneyland. And hey, there's some room over at Disneyland to do some renovations or change things up. I mean, hey, there's that old motorboat cruise area and that corner of Fantasyland and Tomorrowland that desperately needs some help. And I think, again, it would blend a little bit nicer over at Disneyland, because Disneyland is more of a melting pot of different themes versus California Adventure. Like I said, in the name, California Adventure, every theme in the park has some sort of connection to California in some way. Now, when you bring in the word experience, it kind of changes things a little bit. And I'm a little bit more forgiving if it is in California Adventure, and here's why. Because if it's an experience on a smaller scale, more of like a walkthrough attraction, then they can play on the whole Hollywood blockbuster aspect of it and put it in Hollywoodland. That could make a little bit more sense if they can theme it to like, okay, here's our sound stage, and you're gonna walk into this sound stage, and we're gonna bring you to the world of Pandora through a walkthrough experience. Okay, I can see where they're going there. And they can really play off of what we've seen over in Singapore with the Avatar experience they have over there, which looks beautiful, by the way. I mean, it's very lavish, and I believe my friends over at Attractions 360 have gone to that exhibit and have seen all that in person. So be sure to check out their channel, because I'm sure they have a few videos on that. But if they were gonna do something like that at California Adventure, then okay, I can see where they're going if they wanna go for the Hollywood blockbuster aspect of it. But if you're doing a full-fledged land that brings you to a whole new place in time, then yeah, we're gonna have to think about the whole name of the theme park in the first place. It's really fun to speculate about this information, because the fact that Imagineer said California Adventure specifically really does give you a peek into what's going on at Imagineering. They're definitely thinking of multiple ideas at the Disneyland Resort. They're not just thinking about, okay, cool, we're gonna carbon copy this thing that we have at Animal Kingdom and place it over at Disneyland or whatever. They're thinking of multiple options, because like I said, this thing is still in blue sky concept. They're probably not even near building this, unless, like I was saying, it's on a very small scale and they could knock this out within a year. You know, they can build this in 12 to 18 months, then boom, they can open it up really quickly. But the fact that the Avengers E-Ticket ride has not started construction, there's no vertical construction happening yet, but the Avengers E-Ticket kind of makes me wonder what's going on in Imagineering as well when it comes to, are they prioritizing different attractions? The fact that they talked about Avatar being at California Adventure, does that mean that, you know, they want to possibly open up this Avatar thing first and then the Avengers E-Ticket ride? Or, I mean, kind of makes you wonder. As far as where to put Avatar, if it is full scale, where do you put it in California Adventure? Well, I think there's two spots. There is the Hollywood backlot area of the park, because that section of California Adventure, it seems like it's just rotting there. I mean, they haven't done much of anything to that corner of the park for years. I mean, years. It's looked the same. It's pretty much stayed the same since the park opened up in 2001. The other spot that I could see them putting something like this would be in the Simba parking lot. That's part of the Disneyland Forward expansion plots. It would make sense for a large scale addition to go there as well. And if it's just a simple walkthrough attraction, then yeah, the Hollywood backlot area is the most logical spot. People have talked about them getting rid of Grizzly Peak, which to me is completely stupid. Grizzly Peak is the most beautiful section of the park. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I think Cars Land is a close second as far as like beauty and scale. But Grizzly Peak is an original opening day land. The only thing that they changed was the Grizzly Peak Airfield that used to be Condor Flats, and they changed it to Grizzly Peak Airfield to kind of make it one giant land over there. But I love that area of the park. It's beautiful. It really represents the area that they're trying to show off. And yeah, I think it's that section's a pretty good love letter to California. So I don't see why they would just ruin all that to build Avatar back there. And it's up against the hotel, so I don't know. It's more complicated. The Hollywood backlot area makes a little bit more sense. And if they were going to do some serious demo to build a brand new land, they could really do some work back there. But speculation aside, fast forward a couple hours, yeah, Disney was like, "Oh no, we don't know what you're talking about. That Imagineer just misspoke. They're not really sure. Well, you know, everything's still a mystery." So yeah, I think what's happening here is there's a lot of ideas being tossed around in Imagineering right now with the Avatar thing, because clearly Bob Iger wants some sort of Avatar experience at the Disneyland Resort. And hey, it makes sense because Avatar is a huge franchise. They're slated to produce 5 movies. So, I mean, the second movie made a boatload of money as well. I mean, these are massive box office hits. So it does make sense that Bob Iger's interested in putting that kind of energy into the theme parks, because look what happened to Animal Kingdom. When they put Avatar in Animal Kingdom, the attendance went up. People were happy because there are 2 new rides in the park, because Animal Kingdom desperately needs new rides. And everything was great. So, and it was their answer to what Universal was doing. So it makes sense that they want to do something at Disneyland. But as far as the idea goes from there, I don't think they really have much. I think they're just trying to please the investors. I think they're just trying to, hey, they're trying to make it seem like they're investing a bunch of money here in the next couple of years, and that's just not the case. In this latest earnings call, they were like, we're going to turbocharge our investments in the domestic parks. And turbocharging might mean the Avatar experience, the Avengers E-ticket ride, and some really cool things for Walt Disney World. But then they also said that most of the money is being ramped up at the end of the 10 years. So whatever they're working on for California Adventure or Disneyland, it's going to be some time. And I feel like at this point they have to be ambitious with Avatar. Why wouldn't you be ambitious with Avatar? They're the biggest movies in the world. The first Avatar still holds the record for the largest box office ever. And the second movie still did phenomenal. And I actually like the second movie better than the first one. And apparently the movies are getting better and better over time. So why wouldn't you be ambitious? I think a walkthrough experience at California Adventure at Disneyland would be neat, but let's be real. People want to go on Flight of Passage. People want a grand experience. And I think it would be a win-win. Because this Imagineer clearly misspoke, I would not be surprised if in the next few months, Disney reveals more information about Pandora or this Avatar experience coming to the Disneyland Resort. We might even see some blue sky concept art here in the next few months. 2024 will be D23, the normal D23 Expo in Anaheim, and they will have a Parks and Resorts panel like they do all the time. And it wouldn't be shocking if they showed off some really cool Pandora things for the Disneyland Resort. The question is, what plot of land are they going to pick, and what park are they going to do? And I'm still betting on Disneyland being that pick, because it just makes more sense. It's going to be fun to watch over the next few years. What do you think? Do you think that Pandora will be coming to California Adventure, or do you think it's going to Disneyland, or do you think all of this is just a bunch of fluff? Do you even think it's real? I don't know. Go ahead and comment down below. I'd love to know your opinion on this. At the end of the day, Avatar, I think, is coming to the Disneyland Resort, but we just don't know what kind of experience it's going to be. It could be something very huge and spectacular, which would be awesome, or it could be a walkthrough experience, which would be pretty cool too, but definitely not as grand as the world of Pandora at Animal Kingdom. So we'll wait and see. It's going to be a few years though. Honestly, I think we're going to be enjoying our time at Epic Universe before we even start to see any sort of rumblings of an Avatar land coming to the Disneyland Resort. But hey, that's just me. But with that, I hope you enjoyed today's little walk and talk video. I like doing these every once in a while. Again, they're nothing fancy. I just like to talk to you just one-on-one about some of the subjects in the theme park industry, and I think it's fun. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these videos, or you love all the coverage from the theme parks, consider subscribing, because I have brand new videos every single week that you won't want to miss out on. Be sure to check out my socials by following the links down below in the description. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.